It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another Dead Talk live Q&A. I'm a little late. I did say I'm gonna go live at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, like on the dot, but I'm like a couple minutes late. But I'm here now. Let's see how many people are on. We have a couple people on the chat already. Giuseppe De Rosa says, yo, how are you, Giuseppe? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, yo, 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 yo. How are you, Animated Alex? Glad you could join. Giuseppe, I haven't seen one of these streams in a long time. Yeah, I'm happy that a lot of you who happen to miss like the last few because of notifications not going out and stuff like that are able to join. So it's great. As always, let me know if there's any issues with the stream, any lag, anything like that. I'm gonna move this here a little bit. Giuseppe, what's good? Everything is good here. How are you doing? Giuseppe, I haven't gotten any notifications. Yeah, that's happened to a lot of users on YouTube for some reason. You could like check to make sure you're still both subscribed and the bell is on. That's one way, but if the notifications are still not going out, then it's just YouTube being YouTube, I think. But like Giuseppe knows this because he communicates with me a lot on the Instagram for the channel, but that's like a great spot to get quick replies because I have my phone with me and like the notifications on Insta go up, like I get them right away, like if you send a message. So if you're wondering when we're gonna go live, just shoot me a message and I'll let you know. Animated Alex, what if there was a Walker nuke? There's a submarine on Fear, so they might do a nuclear thing. I just noticed I'm tilted a little bit, so let me fix that. There we go. Giuseppe, is Ash a big reader? Reader of what? Mario, hey, what's up? Glad you could join, Mario. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, hi, it's been a while. Yes, it has. We have a lot of the original people on the chat, like people who used to be on the chat originally when we did the lives. So great to see many of you back. Giuseppe, do you know who Dan's Reviews is? Yeah, I've seen his channel. The thing is, there's so many new Walking Dead channels that it's like tough to keep track of them all. Some I support and enjoy more than others, let's just say that. Animated Alex, or Giuseppe says, or Brian Acom. Yeah, I haven't seen Brian in a while. He also used to be on the chats originally when we started. Animated Alex, as much as I hate the Walking Dead ending, I think it's better to end than drag it on or drag it out. Yeah, absolutely. But then again, there's a fourth spin-off. So is it really ending? That is another question. I've talked about this before, but I think that the fourth spin-off is basically a way to end the main show, rebrand it into a new show without getting a lot of hate and making it seem like they're dragging out the story. That's what it feels like to me. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, been busy with college. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's always, I do understand life happens. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens that keep you away. I totally understand. But what was I going to say? It's always great to see people back. That's what I was going to say. Whenever you do get like time to join these streams. Animated Alex, do you think CRM, or do you think the submarine is related to the CRM? I talked about this a lot in my The End is the Beginning group explained for Fear, but in short, I think that I could totally see in the future the CRM wanting to get their hands on it. So even if there is no story for the CRM around the submarine at this time, I think that it's entirely possible that they're setting it up for a scenario in the future or a story in the future where the CRM are going to be involved in that storyline. That being said, I'm assuming that the submarine is not just going to be destroyed by the end of the season of Fear. Mario, I would be shocked if Walking Dead, Fear, and World Beyond don't connect in the end somehow. World Beyond and the movie are most likely going to connect. Fear the Walking Dead is most likely going to continue. But if they're planning to end it, then I could totally see them connecting partly to the movie and partly to the original show. Giuseppe Brian Acom started his own streams. That's probably why he left. Yeah, it could be. Animated Alex, Trust Chan is good Walking Dead series. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but don't worry about it. Yeah, Trust Chan is also one of the original Walking Dead channels. He's got sidelined a little bit, like sidetracks, and I don't mean sidetracks in a way where he covers other stuff, like entertainment-wise, because I do that too, but he's going, sometimes, I just saw like in a couple of streams, he's going into territory where I don't think that he's knowledgeable to go into those territories. And for a guy that has such a big platform as his, I think that's how misinformation gets around, and that's how some things that we blame social media for happens. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Animated Alex, do you think we would see a match between Morgan and Virginia? Most definitely. I think they're definitely setting up another showdown between them. Either that, or Virginia is gonna redeem herself and then get killed when fighting a third-party group, which I think is, both of those are very predictable, but I would say I like the Morgan Virginia showdown better because I just don't think that redeeming a character like Virginia is a good idea. Animated Alex, do you think we could see Rambo in The Walking Dead? Just kidding. Someone as tough and kick-ass as Rambo would be great on The Walking Dead. That reminds me, actually, you know that picture that they released with Maggie and there was like this guy with camouflage behind her? That type of character, if it's a new character, is definitely a Rambo type of character. So it's funny that you bring this up. Giuseppe De Rosa, which Walking Dead spinoff has the most hype? I think Fear the Walking Dead had the most hype around it because it was the very first spinoff. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, I saw the 10C trailer. It looks like they're changing Negan's backstory from the comics. Yes, it definitely does. For one thing, the biggest change is that Lucille, that's a tongue twister. Lucille lives longer than her comic counterpart in the show. So that's definitely a big difference. Giuseppe De Rosa, The Walking Dead had a Hunger Games with all the main characters of all seasons, who would win? Just Walking Dead, I would say. And if you're talking about like you said, Hunger Games style, like the toughest survival of the fittest, I would say Shane, Abraham are up there, as well as Beta. And who else? Tyrese, especially comic Tyrese. Daryl and Rick are obviously going to be in that list as well. Carol, even though she's a female, she's in some cases more badass than a lot of the males and more tough than a lot of the male survivors that we've seen. Even Carol, Maggie, we could throw them in there. Michonne, can't forget about Michonne. Giuseppe De Rosa, Trev's Chan has fallen off a bit. I would agree with that a little bit. Animated Alex, I think Rick will appear in the final episode of the show, in my opinion. I think so as well. I'm just not sure he's going to be in the current timeline. I think he's going to appear in like a flashback or in a alternate universe what if type of situation. Much like what we saw with Michonne in her final episode. To bring Rick back into the main story gets complicated because of the CRM, where Rick is at right now and how everything is going to tie together. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, have you watched Movie Idol? Yeah, I enjoy Movie Idol from time to time. And again, I don't have, like, obviously being a content creator, I don't get a lot of time to watch other channels. And usually when I do get time, I try to watch something non-Walking Dead on YouTube, just because it's like, I want to get a little bit of variation. So because of that, I don't watch a lot of Walking Dead YouTubers when I do get a chance, but I used to, but not anymore. But yeah, I do enjoy Movie Idol. I do even like some of the channels that are more or less, or they started off more or less in the spoiler section or in the spoiler areas, like the PT channel. Some of his just non-spoiler videos are actually pretty good as well. So definitely. And obviously I used to watch a lot of Trev's Chan before I started the channel. Make a Path Presents. He hasn't done a video in a long time though, like maybe a month. So that was interesting. But yeah, I do watch a little bit here and there, but not as much as I used to. Giuseppe, apparently the Rick movie is going to start filming soon. Yeah, I just did a video on that like a couple days ago. Andrew Lincoln, who of course plays Rick, said that he's coming to America, because he's in the UK right now. He's coming to America in this summer, if restrictions are lifted for travel, and he's going to be starting filming at that time, so in the summer, which means that we're probably going to get the actual movie at the end of the year, or even probably more realistically the start of the next year. Animated Alex, most YouTubers that get into politics usually go downhill. Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I try to stay out of the politics of everything on this channel, because I'm pretty, or I have a lot to say in that area as well. But I try to keep that off the channel. And I don't really get into it in public because obviously you try to be not accommodating to everyone, but you try to not mix that in here because that's a slippery slope, I think. Mario, also in the trailer of Fear, we saw Virginia's town getting blown up with explosions. Yeah, or I don't know if that was one of her towns or just a random area or random place, but yeah, we definitely saw that. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, these days you can't watch a TV show or a movie without them putting politics in it. Yeah, and that's the sad part about it. Like sometimes you get it because if it's a political movie, then it makes sense, but just throwing some political thing in there, left or right, it doesn't matter. It's just controversy, and maybe it's good TV. That's what you could say, but it just creates controversy, and it puts that above the actual entertainment element of what you're trying to do. And that's what I think the problem is. And also with these days with cancel culture, you know, it gets blown out of proportion, and you know, that's why you get like the cancel culture we have today. Animated Alex, have you heard about Chandler Riggs being in the hospital? Just like when Rick woke up in the hospital. Yeah, I did see I did see the picture of him in the hospital. I don't know why though he ended up in the hospital, but I hope he's doing well. Negan's mayo sandwich, I heard he had an undiagnosed illness. Yeah, I don't know about that. Again, I just saw the picture. I didn't look into it. Animated Alex, I still feel like Carol should have killed Alpha. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. I loved what they did, but a part of me is like, I wish it was Carol. But yeah, I do see where you're coming from. And they can't satisfy everyone, obviously. There's going to be people that would enjoy what they did. There's a bunch of people that would enjoy it if Carol did it, would have enjoyed it if Carol did it, and there's a bunch like me who don't care that much. They like both, but they have mixed feelings. Negan's mayo sandwich, I'm glad they stick to the books and had Negan do it. Yeah, again, I had some days I'm like, especially when I rewatch some of the scenes from the episode or even the episode itself, and like look at parts in the comics around that time, I'm like, God, I loved what they did. And then there's other days where I'm like, what if Carol did it? How different would have been? What would that have been? How great would that have been? So I can see both sides. Animated Alex, if Rick doesn't come back, then it would suck because the survivors would never know if he was alive or not. Here's the thing. I think Rick may not come back and the survivors may still know that he's alive. Like, they don't have to have Rick come back for the survivors to know that he's alive. I did, like, the last video I did about this goes in full depth on that topic. It's called, like, Rick and Michonne's Return Explained. I think there's a very good chance that there's a more likelihood of Michonne showing up in an after credits scene than Rick in the final episode. You can watch that video to know exactly what I mean by that. Animated Alex, can't wait to see Negan talk to past Negan. Yeah, I think that's going to be a great scene. Can't wait for that. It's definitely different than not just like the here's Negan, but different than what we've seen from Negan so far. He's never had to pass or face his past like that. So it's definitely going to be different. Giuseppe De Rosa, I just want the Rick movies to start filming already. You and me both, man. You and me both. Animated Alex, so we should expect a teaser trailer in December. Absolutely. I think so. That would make the most sense. Definitely a trailer. I think a trailer in early December is a reasonable expectation. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, Make It Path presents. Used to be pretty active with Walking Dead content, like every 2 to 3 days. I hope he hasn't given up on The Walking Dead. Yeah, I hope so. I know he's doing his own comic, so maybe he's doing that. He's busy with that, but yeah. Animated Alex for the Rick movies. Oh yeah, the trailer thing. Yeah, I talked about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think we should stay away from politics. It literally divides people. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Mario, I think they should finish CRM storylines in The Walking Dead, leave the movies to fill the timeline gap in those 6 years, and make Rick come back for the final fight. Yeah, if they do that, then does it really make sense for there to be multiple movies? That's the big thing. Unless the first movie's not going to be the entirety of the 6 years. That could be possible. Animated Alex, imagine if Walking Dead was on Disney Plus. LOL. Negan's Smith Sandwich, I support the army and police, but not any politicians. I choose country over politicians. Yeah, that's a good motto. Animated Alex, I feel like Morgan being smart in not attacking Virginia, right? Cause it's a suicide to attack Virginia. He's taking his time. Yeah, I do like that bit of change that they did where it's a more level-headed Morgan. I do like that. DJ White, The Walking Dead Season 10 returning on February 28th, 2021, and Fear Season 6B returning April 11th, 2021. Yes, absolutely. That is true. That's fact. They have confirmed that. Giuseppe De Rosa, too bad I'll be boot camp by the time The Walking Dead comes back. Sucks, man. But yeah, you can definitely catch up when you're back. You have some great content to catch up on when you're back. That's good. That's the good thing about it. Animated Alex, then again, Carol kind of did by freeing Negan to kill Alpha. Oh yeah, Carol did kind of, yeah. Indirectly, it was Carol who killed Negan. Killed Alpha by letting Negan out. So yeah, that's definitely true. DJ White, will Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 24, final episode of the main show, air in early or late 2022 next year? It's tough to say, man, especially because everything is shifted back and forth a little bit. But I think, but they did say that they're going to start filming Season 11 soon, so that's a great sign. That means that things are not going to be pushed back more than they have already, which is great. Giuseppe De Rosa, I just want a Rick movie trailer. Everyone does. I think people are more excited about the Walking Dead movie than like most of season or most of the franchise, like Walking Dead, Fear, World Beyond, anything. So yeah. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, I wonder if we'll see that kid that Negan told to put his wife down in that episode. I think they're going to change that. I don't think we'll see that. I think they completely eliminated that part of the story. Animated Alex, I hope the writers don't put a Game of Thrones Season 8 with the last season of The Walking Dead. I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I might get hate on that, but yeah, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I can't comment. Mario, just look how they ended up comics with plan for future. But in the TV show, what future is there when people are getting killed by CRM? I don't see them changing it. Rick couldn't change them, so no one can. That's a good point. What you're saying about like everyone. I don't think everyone's gonna die in the final season. I think that they're just gonna find Commonwealth, stay there. Some people are gonna move away to find Rick maybe, and that's gonna be another spin-off, like a fourth spin-off. And then we might come back to the Commonwealth and catch up with everyone back at the Commonwealth from time to time in the fourth spin-off. Mario, they really need to make season 11 the most interesting season so far because Commonwealth arc wasn't that good in the comics. Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely gonna need to switch things up and change the Commonwealth story from the comics, like in the TV version, because like you said, it was the comic Commonwealth story was underwhelming, like a lot underwhelming. Giuseppe, so yeah, Ash, when I disappear for a while, you know why. Yeah, I do. And I'll be happy to see you back when you return. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, I'd say the Rick, can't talk. The Rick movie will release in summer 2023. Summer 2023. No, I don't think it'll be that late. It'll be earlier than that. I hope it's earlier than that. DJ White, are you going to do death predictions for season 11 or season 10C? I don't think anyone's gonna die, honestly. Like none of the main cast. I don't think anyone of the main cast is gonna die. I'm concerned for Aaron a little bit, but that's the only one. I don't think anyone else is gonna really die. So I don't know if it makes sense for me to do a death predictions video. Because it'll be like save. And when I get to Aaron, maybe. Animated Alex, I hate how the survivor, and not just Aaron actually, Aaron and Father Gabriel, both of them. But the reason I'm saying Gabriel is safe is because, or I think he's most likely safe, is because if they wanted to kill him, they probably would have killed him in 1016 already. Animated Alex, I hate how the survivors are still mad at Negan. Like, he was bad before, but clearly he has changed. And sometimes Negan, the reason the community is still standing. Yeah, I could understand why Maggie would never, like, let it go. But, or even not just Maggie, but anyone that was, I don't want to say around, but was impacted by that whole ordeal with Negan. But others, I do get what you mean by, I do get what you mean by why can't they just let it go? Like, Negan's changed. But I think the people that were impacted by what Negan did, they could never get over it. Animated Alex, do you think Lucille will get bit instead of cancer? I doubt, but possible. No, I don't think so. I think she's just gonna die the same way, but much later. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, because in Negan Lives, he goes back to the hospital to see if Lucille is still there. Yeah, which they're obviously going to change if they do Negan Lives later on, because there's no hospital anymore. And Negan's Mayo Sandwich says which is disappointing. Yeah, it definitely is. A little bit. Depends on how they do the Here's Negan. Like, if everything I think they're gonna do, they do, and I've talked about it in multiple videos, if everything I think they're gonna do, they actually do, it's gonna be much, much, much better than the comic version. Animated Alex, I like that Daryl is important again, because let's be honest, season 7 and 8 didn't treat him well. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad that we have the good badass Daryl back as well. Mario, if they are filming in spring summer, like Andrew Lincoln said, the movie will for sure come up in early 2022. Yes, I think so. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, Alex, not because she has cancer, and Negan said she that died to cancer and you couldn't put her down like the comics. Yeah, I think you're right. When Negan was talking to Father Gabriel about it, right? He did say she died of cancer. I'm pretty sure he did. Mario, they will need to promote that movie hell of a lot because people lost interest. Yes, absolutely. Or they can give some exclusive footage to some YouTubers, maybe me, to promote it for them. I'm just kidding. It'll be pretty awesome if they do something like that, but I don't think they'll do anything like that. That would be an interesting way to promote it, though. Animated Alex, I follow you on Instagram, or I follow you on Instagram. Yeah, Animated Alex. Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, that's the best spot to get in touch with me. Like, here's what I'll say. I'm not really active on there, just posting pictures and stuff, at least yet. But I do respond to messages on there very quickly. In terms of like the channel, obviously the channel is a great spot for you to get notifications about uploads and like see all of our posts on the channel and things like that, and updates on channel activity, all of that. You could definitely, the channel is a great spot to get up to date on that. Twitter, I would say, is a great spot to also get notifications about uploads, because every time I upload, I post the link on Twitter. But also, I post a lot of non-Walking Dead stuff there as well. So that's a great spot to kind of talk to me about other things non-Walking Dead related there. And also, and I just got an Instagram notification now. Also, let me see what else. Yeah, like Twitter's a good spot for non-Walking Dead stuff and just post, like being up to date about things happening in the world. And also Walking Dead, so not just non-Walking Dead, but anything. Instagram is a great spot to get me to respond right away if you have questions, or if you want to know when we go live, when uploads are coming and things like that. And the channel is obviously a great spot for getting notifications about uploads right away, because YouTube sends that right away if it works, because there's been problems with that. Let me see what the notice was. Just curious. Is it anyone of you live that sent something? No, I don't know what it was then. That's an interesting picture. I pulled this up, and the first picture I see is Sydney Park, who plays Cindy on The Walking Dead. If you don't follow her, just go what she posted. It's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, let's get back to it. And I'm not gonna show it. Just go watch it if you're interested. It's a picture. That's all I'm gonna say. And that wasn't the notification, by the way. I just happened to see that when I went on Instagram. I don't know what the notification was. It didn't tell me what it was. DJ White, are you gonna do a death prediction for Fear the Walking Dead season 6B? Thank you for letting me know. I can't talk. Thank you for bringing it up. It's a great idea. There we go. I might do it this week or next week. Definitely before Walking Dead starts, because when Walking Dead starts, I'm probably not gonna have find time to do it. But in the next few weeks, I'll definitely be doing a death predictions for 6B of Fear. I did one already, I think. now that I think about it. But I might do an updated one, but we'll see. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, I think there will still be some things they will keep the same in Here's Negan, and some they will change. Yeah, I think so. I think it's like other things. It's going to be a mixture of things they remix and things they keep the exact same as the comics. Mario, one of the Walking Dead social media guys, is getting through 10C and he says we are not ready for 10C. Fandom is gonna explode. That's interesting. Negan's Mayo they're definitely doing a lot more in these bonus than I thought they would. I'm gonna be honest about that. I didn't think that they're gonna do a lot with Commonwealth in the bonus. It seems like they are. I didn't think that they're gonna... Or I did think that they're gonna bring Simon, Dwight, and others back for Here's Negan. I don't think they are. I did think that they're gonna show us a standalone Maggie episode, which it doesn't seem like they are. So yeah, they're definitely doing things different than what I thought they would. Mario, one of the... did I read that? Yeah, I think I read that. Negan's Mayo Sandwich. Negan said to Father Gabriel that he couldn't put her down. And that is how he was weak, just like the comics. Yeah, definitely. So, he could have still... Or she could have still died by a walker bite. But I doubt it. I think they're going to keep that the same as the comics. Like how she dies. Because that's a big part of her story. Giuseppe, do you want video suggestions to make? I always welcome suggestions. Let's just say that. Animated Alex, that was me. I sent you that. Oh, and I think the notification was me. Although I responded hi. Oh, was it? It didn't say there was a new message though. Maybe I just didn't see it. Yeah, it doesn't show your message for some reason. That's odd. That's weird. Yeah, I don't see your messages. Giuseppe De Rosa, will you ever bring back winners in the chat? Like if you win, you get to pick the next video. Yeah, we did a little bit of that and then we stopped. We can bring it back if there's enough people interested in that. Well, we can bring it back. Mario, I think one of the big deaths of 6B is going to be Strand. He is caught up with Virginia and he will become the same person he was in early seasons. Yes, I have a hunch that he'll go down as well. Mario, what I mean caught up is he will swarm in his lies so much that there won't be anything left of him. Yeah, I think that's where they're going with it as well. Unless it's a big fake out and they do something completely different. Giuseppe, who's the weakest character? On Fear? On Fear, I would say weakest character on Fear. And from the main cast, I think you mean. It's a good question. There isn't really a weak link. I would say probably Gracie or Grace, whatever her name is. I would say she's the only one. And maybe that's because we haven't really seen her fight as much as the others. That could be a reason why I think that. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, maybe she dies in hospital, but during the outbreak instead of before. Because if that happens, they could do the Negan lives thing. Maybe she dies in the hospital. No, I think they're gonna do it different. They're gonna have Lucille, instead of spending her last few days at the hospital, they're gonna have Negan bring her home. And she's gonna spend the last few days at home. And that's when the outbreak is gonna happen, I think. I could be wrong. Giuseppe, you guys say yes with a laughing emoji. I don't know what that's all about. Animated Alex, I hope we see more Daniel Salazar. More in the second half. I agree. I think we should see a lot more Daniel Salazar. He's underutilized. Mario, I had to see Daniel in the lineup with Virginia. That man could kill all of them in a blink of an eye. Remember Dante and the Dam? Haha. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Sorry, I got sidetracked. How long have we been going here? It's been a while. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost an hour in. We'll go for another maybe 5 minutes, and that'll be the end of the stream. One thing to say though about the channel channel updates, I am gonna be uploading a an updated schedule for the channel going into February, because going into February, and then after February we're gonna have a completely different one because of Walking Dead coming back, but the update schedule is gonna change slightly. So check out Twitter. That's where I'm gonna post it first in the next few days. So check there to see the updated schedule. Negan's meal sandwich. It's during the outbreak, I think, because in Tennessee, Lucille saves Negan by shooting a walker. Yes, but that walker, it looked like it was a decayed walker. So it could be like a couple weeks or a couple months into the outbreak as well. I don't think it's just when things are happening. Let's just say that. Mario, but Daniel always had a plan, so I'm still trusting he still has a plan, or he still has his skill set. Yeah, absolutely. Giuseppe, what if Carl didn't die? Honestly, I don't think a lot would have changed on the show, especially because of Rick leaving. They would have done it the same, or everything would have stayed the same. The only thing is that the Judith story would have been completely different. That's the only difference. And obviously the final season, when it comes to Judith's storyline and Carl's storyline, if he was there, would have been much different. Animated Alex, the CRM sounds like they're trying to build a better future, like corrupt version of Rick's about the future motive. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Alright, so let's see. 5 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and we're ending the stream. So make sure to get your questions in. Last minute question. Mario, they are building or Alex, you're replying to Alex or what Alex said. You're saying they're going to build a better future for themselves. Exactly, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. Animated Alex, what if there was a rapper in The Walking Dead? LOL. Would be interesting. Giuseppe, what if Ash was a soldier? You don't want to see me as a soldier. You do not want that. Animated Alex, what if Eminem was on The Walking Dead? LOL. That I would actually want to see that. I would love to see that. He's actually a fan of Walking Dead. I don't know if anyone knows. He's a fan, so that's interesting. Or that's cool, not interesting. That's cool. Mario, I wonder how did they recruit so many people for their cause? CRM? I think it's a mixture of brainwashing them, and also threatening the people they love. Giuseppe, what if Ash did a Walking Dead mixtape? I could show up on one of the streams as a walker. That could be a good mixtape. Giuseppe, they should have him on Talking Dead. Eminem? Yeah, Eminem, that would be awesome if he was on Talking Dead. I don't think he'll ever do it. He rarely even does interviews. The only interviews he does is like on his own radio station now. Animated Alex, do you think World Beyond will die or will tie into the Rick movies? I think it's very, very likely, yes. If not directly, indirectly, for sure. Mario, like, to have that many people and a big city after apocalypse is just mind-blowing. What do you think? How many walkers have they killed? I don't think people living in the city have even seen one. It's a similar concept as what they did in the comics, the final issue. Similar type of concept. Chanel Brian 1. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope so. Walking Dead is ending 2030. Maybe. The main show is definitely ending way before that, but maybe with the 4th spinoff, maybe around that time. Who knows? That's 10 years of the 4th spinoff as well. Or a little bit less, but you get what I mean. Giuseppe, what if the Walking Dead main character was a woman instead of a male? Things would have been interesting. I think things would have been interesting in a good way to see that. Maybe that's another spin-off. Who knows? Oh, like no male. That would be very interesting. No Rick. Yeah, like Walking Dead without Rick would be very different and interesting, comparing it to the comics. Mario, it also seems like there's only smart people in their city once who create better future. Yeah, like people like Hope, right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe not all of them, but a good majority of them, yeah. Animated Alex, Walking Dead should have a new intro for season 11. I think it will. I'm pretty sure it's going to. Even 10C, I think is going to have a slightly different intro. Giuseppe, tell us if The Walking Dead sounds like the best. Yeah, I really like the concept of that as well. What if they rebooted The Walking Dead? Well, they could reboot it to have this story take place from a perspective of a female. That could be a way to reboot it. But as a completely different type of story, like a spin-off, not a reboot. Giuseppe, Iris is a trash character. Yes, absolutely. We've been going for an hour now, so that's going to be the end of the stream. I see some new people have joined, but we're going to end it here. I'll answer some questions very quickly though, but we're going to end it soon. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, did you find any of the characters in The Walking Dead World Beyond World or Season 1 unlikable or frustrating? Yes. Iris, Hope, Huck, Elton, all of them. Giuseppe, will we get a Tales of the Walking Dead Season 2? I don't think that there's going to be seasons to Tales. I think it's going to be limited series. That's going to have no consistent season structure. China Brian 1. China Brian is Eastern movie with Cynthia Rothrock. Not sure what that's about, but I think you mean China O'Brien. That's how you pronounce your name. I think that's what you mean. Animated Alex, I can't wait for Daryl and Carol spinoff. Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting one. I'm going to skip over some of the comments now and try to get to the questions. Answer maybe one or two more questions and end it. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, do you think World Beyond Season 1 should have been better than it was? Yes, absolutely. I think it should have started like how the last two episodes were. I did like the first episode of Season 1, but things went downhill very quickly after that. I think if they kept with the quality of Season 1 Episode 1 and Season 1 Episode 9 and 10, it could have been it would have been a better season, a way better season. Giuseppe Q&A, is Rick a good leader? I think, given the circumstances, Rick was a great leader, yes. Do I think he made mistakes? Absolutely. But again, given the circumstances, I think he was a good leader. The only mistake or big mistake Rick made was underestimate the Saviors. That's the biggest mistake he made. All right, I think that's pretty much it for the questions. We're going to be ending the stream. Thanks, everyone, for joining and asking questions and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. It was a great stream, one of the most engaging ones we've had in a while, so it was great. If you're watching and if you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe to join our community. And also, don't forget to share and smash the like button, as always. And press the bell to be notified when we upload. Even if you are a subscriber and have pressed the bell, just double check. It doesn't hurt. Just takes a few seconds because YouTube sometimes unsubscribes you or does something weird where you're not getting notifications. So just double check just to make sure. But that's pretty much it. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next stream. That's it. I'm out.